Sound sync. Hey everyone, decided to take this video out into nature for today. The weather's changing, fall is approaching, and it just seemed appropriate to find a nice spot, post up, and have a quick chat. So that's what we're gonna do today. Lately, I've been back at my parents' house. We don't live in the woods. There are a lot of woods around us, but a lot of farms, a lot of open land, a lot of rolling hills, and I just found this nice little tree trunk to take a seat on and talk to you lovely people. So I'm actually getting ready to move into a new apartment in Philly. So while all the switchover is happening, it's been nice to be back. What I really wanted to talk about today is creativity, or rather a lack thereof. I think as a filmmaker, it's very easy to get overwhelmed with, all the ideas, whether there are too many stories to tell or whether there are no stories to tell. I think every one of us finds ourselves on both sides of that spectrum at least one point. And that's sort of how I'm feeling lately. This sort of insecurity about not having much to say. And that's okay. It's not the end of the world. I think the moral of the story is that you don't have to be creative all the time. If you're not feeling this way, that's awesome. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing it. That's great. But odds are many of us have felt this way at one time or another. So for those of you who are feeling a little bit of lack of creativity, here's some things that I like to do that sort of kick me back into gear and help me kind of get back into a rhythm and oftentimes grow from these periods of non-creativity. So I think one of the best ways to kind of kick yourself back into gear is to simply watch stuff, specifically stuff that inspires you, whether that's YouTube, movies, TV. Watching stuff that inspires you reminds you of why you started in the first place, and I think that's super important to kind of get the ball rolling, getting you back into gear. So on the other side of things, you don't always have to watch stuff that inspires you. It's totally cool to sort of flip the switch off and watch some mindless TV. I think that's good for everybody now and again, but I think it's also important that you don't get caught up and stuck in just doing that. There's a difference between giving your brain a break and getting caught in a cycle that is unhealthy. So another thing that I found super helpful is to develop other skills that will help you in your creative endeavors. Non-creative skills like leadership, communication, sales, networking. All of these things as a filmmaker you need to know how to do. There are plenty of resources online for you to hone those skills and go out in the real world and practice them. And a lot of times it doesn't take creative energy out of you. It's definitely another muscle in your brain that you're working, but it's at least not creativity. And once you start doing that, it will kind of bring you back. And after you exhaust that muscle, it's like, okay, I'm ready to start doing these creative tasks again. I feel like as a director specifically, I think I was told, directors spend 5% of their time actually making the thing on set, directing. The other 95% of the time is convincing people to back your idea. So that's pitching, that is networking, that is hiring crew, all the stuff, that comes with being a filmmaker. There are obviously creative parts to the pre-production process, but if you can hone in on your skills on the non-creative side, I think that will allow you to come back to the creative refreshed and with sort of a new outlook. All right, this one feels a little bit like low-hanging fruit, but go get some life experience. I think it's a super obvious one, but connect with friends, go for a walk, get outside. You can't just be this filmmaker hermit that sits in a cave all day cranking out scripts. As much as some of us would like to be just creative geniuses, you need to have experience to pull from as a human being. That's what makes our stories authentic. And when you have life experience, when you have memories to pull from, that's when you create the best stories. So when you're not feeling creative, go out and have some fun, do something with your friends, go take a trip, whatever it is. I'm not saying that you have to book a one-way plane ticket halfway across the world to have some life-changing experience happen to you, to tell good stories. That's great if you want to go do that, but there's plenty of stuff to do just in your backyard. So sometimes it can also be helpful to change things up. Sometimes a shift in perspective is all you really need to get the gears spinning again. You know, that could mean going to a new place, making something you know that's going to suck or that you're uncomfortable doing. Go for a drive, change your surroundings. The possibilities are endless, but I find that when you reframe your situation, when you look at it from a different perspective, it often helps to refresh things and to get you out of your head a little bit. So, like me, I'm outside right now. I don't normally make videos outside, but I enjoy doing this. This is awesome. And last but certainly not least, I think you should just go out and make something. Sometimes, regardless of all those little tips that I just talked about, there's still this hump where it's like, I just can't do it. But I'm here to tell you, you can do it. You know, sometimes you just have to force yourself. No matter how bad you think it's gonna be, just go out and do it. Make it suck, make it really bad, because making something is worlds better than not making something. So that is something that I always go back to when I'm stuck in like a lack of creativity, when I'm not feeling motivated. Just push yourself, just go do it. Everybody needs a break every now and then, but sometimes you also just need a kick in the butt. Sometimes you gotta look yourself in the mirror and say, damn, stop being a bitch. Just do it. Moral of the story, you are capable, and I know you can do it. I know I can do it. So go make your stuff, go make your films, whatever it is. Just go do it, just get over the hump. All those other things, definitely helpful to try and kick you back into gear, but at the end of the day, it's all up to you. So I think that's a good reminder for everyone out there. It's a good reminder for myself, and sometimes we need those reminders. So yeah, I think that about covers everything. Like I said, I'm gonna be back home for a little bit. Whoa, that was a bird. Cool. But for the time being, I'm gonna be out here back home in the wilderness. But yeah, if you made it this far, thanks for listening to me ramble. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out.